Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors, including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife. Now, we do our best each week to bring you tasteful content, but viewer discretion is advised. Now, enjoy the show. Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions, and the places we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch.
Lauren, this is the 50th White Marlin Open Outdoors Delmarva special. So excited to be here.
Yes, and you know what 50 years is like, right?
Anyway, we're going to cover the first day of the Open, including the boats going out and the first day at the scales, where we're going to see something really massive tip the scales.
And then we're hanging out with our buddy Spencer, owner of Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy, where we're going to see him cutting up fish after people check out the scales.
We'll also take a trip back memory lane in this week's Remembering Scorchy Talls, along with your latest viewer photos.
And we head down to have a party at the OC Inlet with the Marlin Fest.
And of course, we'll wrap up the tournament on the final day with the final weigh-ins to see who's taking home all the big prize money.
The 50th White Marlin Open Outdoors Delmarva special starts right now.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
Welcome to the 50th White Marlin Open Outdoors Delmarva special.
Now, the phrase goes, the early bird catches the worm, but it's the early angler that catches the fish.
Yep, it's fish 3 out of 5 days. You choose those. Most of the time they're chosen based on what the offshore weather forecast is. So we weigh white marlin, blue marlin, tuna, dolphin, the fish, mahi-mahi, not the porpoise, wahoo, and swordfish.
So actually, first out in the ocean, there's a formula that you use to get an estimate of the weight of the fish. And so they go ahead, they do that. If they feel like it's going to be something that meets our minimums, they'll bring that fish in. We have our weighmaster, we'll get on the boat. They'll go ahead and take some measurements just to verify everything. If it meets all of the federal standards and ours, which are higher than the federal, we'll go ahead and weigh that fish. Upside down means a release. If a flag is upright, it means it's boated, and we're going to bring it onto the scales and weigh it. We try to crank it way up so that everybody can see. Everyone yells, "Can you raise the fish up?"
We have a two-step registration process. So you first enter for your base entry, which this year is $1,600. That gets you into the White Marlin Open and qualifies you for our $50,000 in guaranteed prize money. And then you have the option of getting into the added entry levels or Calcuttas. This year we have 30 different ones. They start at actually $100 and go all the way up to $50,000 this year. So there's a little something for everybody, depending on what species you're going to target, what your perceived skill level is, what your budget is. There's a little something for everybody.
What a fantastic day one of the 50th White Marlin Open with a 199-pound big-eyed tuna tipping the scales.
Up next, we're headed to the marina where we get our sushi on with Spencer.
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back to the 50th White Marlin Open Outdoors Delmarva special. Now, the scales weren't the only place that had action when it came to big fish.
That's right, Jason. We hung out with our buddy Spencer, owner of Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy, here at the Sunset Marina between the C dock and the D dock, where he was cutting up fish after they visited the scales. I am here with Spencer, the owner of Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy. You may have heard about them on our show before. How are you doing today, Spencer?
Good, good.
And we are here at Sunset Marina during White Marlin Open, and you're out here cutting fish.
Yeah, hopefully. We're waiting for them to get in. So
Waiting for
they're
them to
all
come
pulling
in.
here
Tell me
now.
how you got started with cutting up fish down here at Sunset Marina.
I had a butcher shop in Pittsfield, Maryland called Longhorn, and just, pursuing different avenues or whatever, got down here cutting fish and just been doing as many as I can and trying to take care of everybody and do it perfect. So,
How many years have you been down here?
I've been down here like 8 years, but I've been at this marina, this is my 4th year. So I've been running here in Ocean City Fishing Center and Fisherman's Marina over by the public boat ramp.
And so we have some boats coming in now, and what you're saying is they'll head down to the weigh-ins, and then they come up here.
Yeah, if they have a fish that's not like a record-breaking fish or, winning fish, they'll just bring it back here and we'll hopefully cut it up. So.
Okay, so explain that. So when they come up, and say they have some tuna.
Yeah, they're gonna come up, we'll weigh it, and then they'll be able to see the weight and all that,
cool.
and then we charge them by that or whatever, and then we cut it up, and then we send it down the line and bag it all up and send them on their way. So.
And you have like an assembly line, so when it comes to you, what's the first
Yeah,
step?
I just do like the breakdown. I pull out the loins and like slide them over. Then he takes the bloodline out. Then the next guy skins it. And then usually there's a 4th guy when we're real busy, and he'll be the bagger. Yeah, so basically I flip it over, rinse it off. Come like this. Come here. I pop the first half off. Send it down to him. Then he splits it. Sends the first top half down to Evan.
So you cut them all up, and you send them home with a bag of fish fillets.
Yep, and they're completely clean, no bones, no bloodline or nothing. So,
That's amazing. So when you're not taking care of deer,
yep.
you're down here
Yep.
cutting up fish.
Meeting people and telling them about the deer business.
There you go. It's all promotional,
Yeah.
right? So you were saying last year you had a lot of tuna come in one day.
Yeah. Actually, a few years back is what I was telling you about, but one day it was like, I think it was 11,000 pounds of tuna came in. So yeah, it was like 289 tuna.
So keeping you busy.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about being a part of the White Marlin Open and down here in Ocean City scene this summer?
Just being down here and getting to watch this boat, like right here, coming in here. So
That's awesome.
it makes it all worth it.
Spencer, Josh, and Evan had the perfect assembly line set up, and they made quick work of those tuna.
Still to come on the show, we're going to check out Marlin Fest down at the Ocean City inlets, parking lots, and at the beach. But up next, we head back to Scorchy's Corner, and we'll also check out your latest photos.
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine and Bell Creek Equipment.
Welcome back to the 50th White Marlin Open Outdoors Delmarva Special.
Now, when it comes to the White Marlin Open and other large fishing tournaments, you're going to see a lot of features about the boats, the captains, the anglers, and of course the fish. But there are some folks like our friend Spencer who are behind the scenes to make all of this magic palatable.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws. Thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine. Everything but the water.
The trawler Edward L. Moore had arrived during the night, and come morning it was unloading time. The first tub of fish off the boat told us the season might be closer than we thought, but we had come to see the flounder, and at this point we really didn't believe Captain Scott Russell's crew were saving the best for last. They brought up a tub of jumbos to get our adrenaline flowing, which needless to say succeeded. Tub after tub of iced-at-sea fish came up from the hold of the ship that had been at sea for 5 days. They were dumped on a conveyor and went through a process of grading, washing, and icing down for market. To assure they would be in city markets within 24 hours, Martin Fish Company was a beehive of activity. Like the three little piggies, not all of the fish went to market. Some stayed home. They are filleted by the deft hands of Elistine Dale, Doris Miller, and Denver Bivens for the Delmarva restaurant trade. This was a day that 8,550 pounds of flounder were processed by the Martin Fish Company. Compare this to the best single day of the winter when 45,000 pounds were processed. Through the years, we've learned that if the commercial fishermen have a good winter, the sport fishermen will have a good summer. From what we saw today, there's some great flounder fishing ahead. Scorchy Taws, wandering our Delmarvelous land for WVOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is presented by Shorts Marine, online at shortsmarine.com.
Did you know that some marlin can swim at speeds up to 80 miles per hour?
Did you know that at that speed, a marlin can take an angler's line 200 to 300 yards in a matter of seconds?
And did you know that back in 1999 at a marlin tournament in the Bahamas, an angler battled a blue marlin estimated to weigh up to 1,800 pounds for nearly 33 hours before his line broke?
Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina.
We're going to change things up a bit and take a look at your latest viewer photos right now.
Thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Joey Melvin submitted this photo of some backlit bucks in Harrington.
And Stephanie Faust sent in this photo of an osprey over the Great Marsh in Lewis.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Part of the 50th White Marlin Open is Marlin Fest right here at the Ocean City Inlet parking lot and beach. There are vendors, live music. I did manage to find the Jameson trailer. And what would you say is the atmosphere?
It's a party down here.
She's not wrong, and here's why.
The snowball stand is here in Marlin Fest down at the inlet. You guys are based out of Ocean Pines.
Yes, we are. We're located right off 589 off of Capitol Road next to the new Royal Farms. We've been there for 17 years now, but we've had our truck for 5 years, so it's been great. So this is our second year here at the inlet, and we are excited to be back.
And what is Marlin Fest like? People are coming. There's so many people that have already got snow cones here today.
Oh my gosh, it's been great. Today has been wonderful. It's fun. It's a great little place. They usually do it down at the Reel-In, right? Okay, don't the Reel-In, and this is a great place to like bring your kids. Or if you don't want to go down there, it's too crowded, come get your t-shirts. You can watch the weigh-in at the big screen, which is fun, and then you can come grab a bite to eat or shop at the vendors, which is really cool. So,
it's like a party here.
Yeah, it's fun. It is so much fun.
We have designed and produced a bucket insert that drops down inside of a 2.5, 3-gallon or 5-gallon bucket that stores and maintains your offshore lures. Yeah, it's growing. We've only been in business a little over a year now, so this is our second Marlin Fest, and we did really well last year, so we came back this year, and we've done really well this year.
What does Marlin Fest mean to you as a company setting up here as a vendor?
It's been great. It gives us an opportunity to get in front of the fishing community and display something that's new to the market and give people a chance to take a look at what we have to offer.
And how does it work? Can you show me a little bit?
So we typically would have a bucket showing how bad a fisherman's destroyed bucket would look. So ours allows us to put each individual lure inside a crevice or an area inside the bucket. It keeps them organized so they don't get all tangled up, makes the deployment easy.
That is very cool. How did you come up with this idea? Did you have a lot of messed up lures in your time?
Yes. Frustration offshore, trying to get the lures. Time that you should be fishing, you're unwinding tangled up lures. So we came up with the idea of keeping them organized.
I live in Delaware, near Selbyville, and I teach here in Ocean City at the Art League.
That's amazing. Now tell us a little bit about what you have out here at Marlin Fest.
Okay, these paintings, for instance, this little guy, these are all on display right now at the Art League. Mr. Motzko and I have a joint show together, but these are gouache, which is a opaque watercolor. And what I did after finishing working on the book, I went through and painted each of the species, and the paintings are actually this big. I mean, the original paintings are no bigger than that. And then what I did was had prints made, matted them, sleeved them. Here we are.
There's so much fun to be had down here at the Ocean City Inlet. And in case you missed it this year, you can check out Marlin Fest next year. It goes on all afternoon and evenings during the White Marlin Open. And there's even a huge screen that you can watch the weigh-ins happen at the scales.
Yeah, so if you can't get to the scales, this is a great place to watch all the happenings of the White Marlin Open. And coming up after the break, we are going to wrap up the show and we're going to wrap up the tournament. Final day of the scales. We're going to find out who's taking home all of that money. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine and Bell Creek Equipment.
Welcome back to the 50th White Marlin Open Outdoors Delmarva Special. Now we are here on the final day at the scales, and the tournament wouldn't be complete without us talking to a local captain.
We got to talk to Captain Hank Draper, and he is the captain of the Prime Hook, which is leading the small boat division category here. And we got to talk to him about what it takes to catch a white marlin.
It's strange. I mean, everything in fishing cyclical. Different years are different. Last year, I couldn't find a marlin. This year, at least we're catching marlins. However, they're small. Like we've measured, I think 3 and 64 was the longest marlin that we've caught. And I mean, even with a white marlin, even if it's 70, 71 inches, it still has to meet the 70-pound minimum. So you're not in the clear.
The White Marlin Open is full of surprises, and the anticipation is high here at the scales. And Lauren, we finally got our very first billfish of the tournament.
Yes, everyone was so excited. We had 2 different boats come in, one with a white marlin, one with a blue marlin. The white marlin came up just short, and then the blue marlin too. They couldn't even bring it out of the boat. They measured it a few inches too short, unfortunately. But it was exciting seeing them bring them up here today.
All right, it meets our 70-inch minimum. So we're going to weigh it up. Chip Weissmuller on this white marlin. 67.5 pounds. Just shy. 112 inches. 2 inches short. And again, great try by the No Limit. Let's give him a hand.
But then we hit pay dirt.
Bringing the energy.
Taking home that big money is the 640.5-pound blue marlin on board of the floor reel.
Yeah, congratulations indeed. And thanks to everybody here at Harbor Island who has made us feel so very welcome. We've had a great time this week. Make sure that you catch up with everything that we posted on our social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, all of our friends at Delmarva Sports Network. They've done a great job. Check it out, delmarvasportsnetwork.com. And don't forget to scan that QR code, and that way you can keep up with everything that we've got going on social media. But we're going to go home. We're going to get some rest. We hope to see you right back here again next week. But until then, my name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch, and we hope to see you.
Get outdoors, Delmarva!
Outdoors Delmarva, A Draper Media production is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher Standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine and Bell Creek Equipment.